his press conference this week, he asked God to bless the president and the country, even as reports were circulating that he himself had confessed to friends his own agnosticism. He wished he could believe, but he cannot. That kind of intellectual honesty is to be admired, but you have to wonder how all those folks on the Christian right must feel discovering they were used for partisan reasons by a skeptic, a secular manipulator.
I'm a Christian. I go to church. I'm an Episcopalian. I think he may have taken a comment that I made where I was talking about how I have had colleagues at the White House, Mike Gerson, Pete Wehner, Leslie Droon, Josh Bolton, and others, who I'm really impressed about how their faith has informed their lives and made them really better people. And I took a comment where I acknowledged my shortcomings in living up to the beliefs of my faith and contrasted it with how these extraordinary people have made their faith a part of their fiber. And somehow or another, it goes from taking it from me being a Episcopalian wishing I was a better Christian to somehow making me into an agnostic. Mr. Moyer ought to do a little bit better research before he does another drive-by slander.
Time now for some mail, actually one letter from liberal commentator Bill Moyers. You may remember in my interview with Karl Rove last Sunday, I asked him about a Moyer statement that Rove is reportedly an agnostic who manipulated the Christian right for political gain. Well, Rove answered that he's an observant Episcopalian and Moyers, quote, ought to do a little better research before he does another drive-by slander. Bill Moyers didn't like that and sent me this letter, which he also posted on his website. He quoted 4 print stories for his contention that Rove is agnostic, none of which offer any proof other than what Rove supposedly told colleagues over the years. Then Moyers wrote this. Obviously, Rove wanted to blow smoke because his version of reality is undermined by his own previous statements and by the reporting and analysis of journalists who have done their homework and don't take his every word as gospel, no pun intended. Well, to save on postage bill, here's my response. If you want to find out about someone's religious beliefs, a good first step might be to ask him. If you had talked to Rove, as I did, you would have found out he reads a devotional every day, and the biggest charitable contribution he ever made was to his church. Of course, you never called Rove. That's Reporting 101, but it would have gotten in the way of a tasty storyline about a non-believer flim-flamming the Christian right. I guess, Bill, reporting is easier when you don't worry about the facts.